So welcome back everyone, my name is Echo and I hope you're having a great day. In today's Minecraft video, we have a brand new beta for Minecraft Pocket Edition, the Bedrock version. This is the beta version 1.17.20.22, now available for Android, Windows 10 and Xbox. This is the official confirmation from Jay Wells, Megaspud, Community Manager. Another day, another Minecraft update, a Bedrock Edition beta this time. And we have introduced the mob spawning changes mentioned in the Java Edition snapshot. Please send us your feedback. If you want the changelog, it is down below. If you do want to submit some feedback, it is also down below. So yeah, the Minecraft team looks like they're back to work. They did take a little bit of a break, a couple of weeks off, when they did release the 1.17 update. We're now aiming towards 1.18. Yes, part 2 of the Caves and Cliffs update will be referred to as 1.18. Now, the change that Megaspud was talking about is absolutely huge. It's not just for the Minecraft Bedrock version, it's also for Minecraft Java. They had it introduced in their snapshot yesterday. We've had it introduced in the beta today. Don't worry, I'll explain everything you need to know. Once again though, we're on the latest beta, the settings button. It's back here. It's no longer down here. So in full release yesterday, it wasn't down here, it was here. Profile, achievements, they're back here. So I expect them to do some more tweaks and changes to the main menu UI going forward. So this is the message left on the official changelog. It says, we have another Bedrock beta update today, and we fixed a bunch of bugs. Also, we've made a fairly significant change to the way hostile mobs spawn. To test this out, you'll need to enable the Caves and Cliffs experimental features. We're hoping this change will make your cave spelunking trips slightly safer, but you'll still need to avoid falling in lava with a hotbar full of diamonds. Not that that ever happens, right? And it says, please send us your feedback in the threads. So they are looking for a lot of feedback regarding this change. Remember, if you're in 1.17.10 or even in any beta, you have to enable the experimental features to get the new changes to mountains, bigger caves, 320 height, or negative 64. In any world, they can be enabled, but I do not recommend enabling them in your favorite worlds. So we do actually have quite a lot of changes to go through in today's video. If you do enjoy me keeping you all updated with full releases and betas, can you leave a like? I do really appreciate it. So getting into the biggest change in today's video, it's currently an experimental feature, and that is monsters will only spawn in complete darkness. Now this change is being made to balance the player's ability to light up the new larger caves and make them safe from monsters. Now, note that this change only affects block light and not skylight. So anybody asking, is this going to ruin your XP farms? No. Is this going to ruin how overworld mobs spawn? No. This is actually a really good change. And it's something I was questioning developers, because if you've ever messed around with the huge caves in Minecraft, whether it's Bedrock or Java, you probably noticed that there's non-stop creepers, non-stop zombies, non-stop skeletons. Mobs are absolutely everywhere. So this change is being made to give the player a chance to place down some kind of light, torches or lanterns or something just to light it up a little bit before all the mobs spawn. It is a massive work in progress, but it is a good change. So expect this to be tweaked in the coming betas as well. As mentioned on the official changelog, the developers have said, please send us your feedback on this change. If you have any idea on how they could tackle this, make sure you submit your feedback. Features and bug fixes, stability and performance. Everybody's favorite, fixed several crashes that could occur during gameplay. So when you're playing Minecraft and your game just closes and shuts down, that's what they fixed. Changes with blocks. Amethyst cluster block can no longer be placed on the grass path. Can be placed on grass, cannot be placed on this. And I think if you use a piston, it updates it and turns it into dirt. The next change, corrected deep slate lapis lazuli ore block name from deep slate lapis ore. So this is obviously called lapis lazuli ore. This is now called deep slate lapis lazuli ore. Next change, dispensers now remove bubble columns when removing water. Let me show you this. So this is the official bug report, right? Somebody put a video in. Check this out, right? I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit because basically they use the dispenser to get rid of the water. It gets rid of the water, but it keeps the bubble columns. Such a really weird bug. Obviously, I couldn't replicate this because it's been fixed. But yeah, that bug is no longer possible, but it looks really cool though. Sea pickles now change light depending on being in water or not. So I did test this. If sea pickles are in water, they will emit light. On land, like this, they will not. Previously, they were emitting light if they were on land or in water. This next change, snow layers are now melted by light from torches, etc. So I tested this. So these kind of things will now melt. So if we look back in a bit, if you look throughout today's video, these things will melt. It wasn't working previously. Now, huge vanilla parity change. Vanilla parity, falling gravity blocks will no longer break when landing on certain blocks. That is blocks such as stairs, hoppers, half slabs, cauldrons, shulkers, things like glass panes, things like trapdoors, and things like iron doors. There's also a couple of them. So previously, blocks like sand or gravel would break if they were to fall on these blocks. So if we break it now, you'll see here, they do not break all of the blocks, should I say. It only breaks one at a time. So that is one of the change. There's a couple more blocks that have been fixed with this, but this is a Java parity. Getting into the gameplay changes, we have vanilla parity using bone meal on moss block. Now also replaces tough block. So we have our bone meal, we have our tough, we have our moss block. If we bone meal this, you can see here the block is replaced and it's now a moss block rather than a tough block. Another vanilla parity, fixed light block not being displayed correctly when being held. If you want to give yourself a light block, by the way, it's just this command. So how this was, if you had it in your hand, placed it and broke it, it would just not be there, right? It would just be a transparent thing or an invisible thing in your hand. It kind of works the way barriers work on this version, and that is as soon as it's out of your hand, it's then invisible. If you have it in your hand, you can see all the light blocks you place. So if you were placing them everywhere and you're like, wait, where did I place it? You bring it out and you can see. So yeah, that's a parity change. Fixed held items not disappearing visually to other players after a player dies when the keep inventory game rule is enabled. Nether portals placed between chunks no longer break when leaving the nether. Shears now correctly cut vines and glow lichen faster. Weeping and twisting vines now grow correctly after the player breaks them. We have graphical changes. Please move, little piggy. The next one. Adjusted padding for HD textures in MIP maps level 1 in textures atlas to fix textures bleeding. Didn't mean to break that one. Half of the enchantment table book doesn't render dark anymore. Just a visual fix. Blocks moved by a piston are no longer white while moving. So we'll grab this, right? You'll see here there's no white barrier or outline. So previously when you moved these, there would be a very, very brief white box. That's now been fixed, and that's been a bug for quite some time. Changes with mobs. Axolotl spawns only when there is stone up to 10 blocks under them and not in bubble columns. Armor stands now drop equipped items when destroyed by fire or lava. We have our diamond set here with a netherite sword in hand. The armor stand will go on fire, but the items will now start to pop off. Most likely they'll get destroyed. Oh, some actually survived. So chestplate survived, and obviously our netherite sword survived, but that's the change. The next one, limited the maximum number of phantom mobs that can spawn. Let me show you how broken this actually got. So here is the bug report. It's been happening since 1.16.256 beta. Check this out. look how many phantoms there are. So obviously the longer you're not sleeping, the more phantoms you will have. You're not going to see this many now. There'll still be phantoms spawning, but not on this scale. Goats now play their Impact 3 sound. User interface, recipe book crafting, estimates no longer differ from the actual results. Experimental warning message is no longer displayed inconsistently when loading beta worlds. Cursor items no longer count towards recipe ingredients in recipe book. So basically you've lost like one item there. Selected recipe is now deselected when the player runs out of ingredients. Non-craftable recipes no longer displayed in the recipe book when search mechanism is used. Nether blocks now appear in the crafting grid if any other ingredient is not available. Fixed a wireless network connection error message that appeared when players were connected via a wired network. Fixed various spelling errors in the character creator. Hover over widget button was showing corrupted appearance before full load was complete. Fixed a legibility issue with some Japanese font characters. Riding an animal now displays the correct tooltip term when played on a non-touch screen. Technical updates, read the changelog. So not as many technical changes as there was in 1.17.10, but there is still a handful of them. Feel free to read the changelog for yourself or pause the video if you're interested in the technical side of Minecraft. And just like that, another beta is complete. Like I said, it's a really, really important beta, and that importance is due to how mob spawning is going to work in caves. So make sure you do some testing regarding this. Apart from that, if you did make it to the end of the video, you are the true Ekadal, you are the real MVP. And I appreciate you. If you could leave a like, awesome. If not, then okay. I still like you. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.